You need to hear this if you're a Christian seeking a deeper walk with God. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us reach more hearts with these messages. God bless you, my friends. Today, we're exploring 5 core Christian tenets that can unlock a deeper, closer walk with God. These aren't just rules, they're powerful truths meant to transform your relationship with God. Open your heart as we reflect on what it means to truly live out our faith. God created you to soar, to be a light, and to walk in His incredible plans for your life. Get ready for your faith to be stirred and your heart filled with hope. James says, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. These words remind us that faith is not just a feeling or a thought, it's a living force that calls us to action. It's easy to say we believe, but true faith is proven by what we do, not just what we say. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It's not just believing, but doing. When we step out to help others, to serve, to give, we are putting our faith into motion. Every act of kindness, every moment we choose to love, is a reflection of the faith we carry inside. If you believe God can heal, that's faith in action. It's trusting that what you hope for is already on its way, even when you can't see it yet. Gratitude before the answer is a powerful demonstration of trust. Our actions prove our faith. When you trust God, you live in peace, prepare for opportunities, and forgive others. You let go of worry, knowing that God is working behind the scenes. You open your heart to new possibilities, and you choose to let go of grudges, making room for healing. Faith is visible. Let it show in your kindness, generosity, and integrity. Let your words and your deeds align so that others can see the light within you. When you act with compassion and honesty, you inspire those around you to do the same. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. This is the faith that moves mountains. It's the kind of faith that doesn't give up when things get tough, but keeps pressing forward, believing that every step matters. Even small actions done with great faith can create big change. Ask yourself, where can you put your faith into action today? Is there someone you can encourage, a need you can meet, or a dream you can pursue? Faith grows stronger every time you choose to act, even in small ways. Every step of obedience builds your spiritual strength. Each time you say yes to what's right, you become more resilient, more hopeful, and more confident in your journey. God sees your effort and is cheering you on. You are never alone in your walk of faith. He is with you, guiding and supporting you every step of the way. Let your faith be vibrant and alive, demonstrated in love and courage. Let it shine through your actions, your words, and your attitude, so that others are drawn to the hope you carry. When you live this way, your life becomes a testimony to God's goodness. People will see the difference in you and be inspired to believe that change is possible. Decide today, your faith will be active, not dormant. Choose to be a person who doesn't just believe, but who acts, who loves, who gives, and who serves. That's when you'll see supernatural things happen. When faith and action come together, mountains move, lives change, and the impossible becomes possible. James compares the tongue to a ship's rudder. Small, but it steers your whole life. Your words can lead you to blessing or defeat. Speak life, not defeat. God created the world by speaking. Your words have creative power too. Use your words to build up, encourage, and bless others. Don't magnify problems. Magnify God with your praise. Align your words with God's promises. Speak victory, not limitation. Your life moves in the direction of your words. Start your day declaring God's goodness and favor. This isn't just positive thinking, it's agreeing with what God says about you. Be quick to bless, slow to criticize, and use your words to inspire hope. Imagine the impact if every believer spoke life daily. Set the tone for your day with faith-filled words. Speak life and watch your world change. Jesus taught us to forgive as we've been forgiven. Forgiveness is at the very heart of his message, a gift he freely offers to each of us. He knew that holding on to anger and resentment would only weigh us down, keeping us from experiencing the fullness of life He desires for us. When we look at His example, we see that forgiveness is not just a suggestion, it's a pathway to true freedom. Holding on to unforgiveness only hurts you. It keeps you chained to the past. The pain and bitterness can become like heavy chains, binding your heart and mind, making it hard to move forward. Sometimes we think that by refusing to forgive, we're somehow protecting ourselves or getting justice. But in reality, we're only hurting ourselves, reliving the pain over and over again. Forgiveness isn't excusing the wrong, it's releasing the hurt and trusting God with justice. It doesn't mean you're saying what happened was okay or that you have to forget. Instead, you're choosing to let go of the burden, to stop carrying the weight of someone else's actions. You're placing the situation in God's hands, trusting Him to bring healing and justice in His perfect way. It's a choice, not a feeling. With God's help, you can forgive even deep wounds. Sometimes forgiveness feels impossible, especially when the hurt runs deep. But God promises to give us the strength we need. Each time you choose to forgive, you're taking a step toward healing and wholeness. It may take time, and that's okay. God walks with you through the process. When you forgive, you break the enemy's chains and step into freedom. The enemy wants to keep you trapped in bitterness, but forgiveness shatters those chains. Suddenly, you find yourself lighter, able to breathe again, able to hope again. Forgiveness opens the door to new beginnings and fresh joy. Unforgiveness gives the enemy a foothold. Forgiveness slams that door shut. When you choose to forgive, you're refusing to let the past control your future. You're closing the door on pain and opening the door to God's peace. Maybe you need to forgive someone, or even yourself, today. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We replay our mistakes, wishing we could go back and change things. But God's grace covers even our deepest regrets. He invites you to let go and receive His forgiveness, so you can move forward in freedom. Say, God, I choose to forgive. I release the hurt and put it in your hands. This simple prayer can be the first step toward healing. You don't have to do it alone. God is with you, ready to help you every step of the way. When you do, you'll feel peace and freedom return. The weight lifts, and your heart feels lighter. God's love washes over you, bringing a sense of calm and hope that only He can give. Remember how much God has forgiven you. Let that inspire you to extend grace. When you realize the depth of God's mercy toward you, it becomes easier to offer that same mercy to others. Forgiveness becomes a gift you give, not just to others, but to yourself. Don't let someone else's mistake hold you back from your destiny. God has amazing plans for your life, and forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to your future. Let go of what's behind and step boldly into what God has ahead. Forgiveness is one of the most liberating choices you can make. It sets you free from the past and opens your heart to new possibilities. It's a gift you give yourself, a step toward the abundant life God promises. Step into the freedom God has for you. Embrace the new beginning He offers, and let His love fill every part of your heart. Let go, and let God heal your heart. Trust Him to bring beauty from your pain, and watch as He leads you into a life of peace, joy, and true freedom. John says, "No one who is born of God will continue to sin." This powerful statement isn't about being flawless or never making mistakes again. Instead, it's about a transformation that happens deep within us, a change that starts in the heart and works its way out into our actions and desires. This doesn't mean perfection, but a changed heart and new desires. When you look back at your life, you may see moments you regret, but you'll also notice how your priorities and passions have shifted. The things that once drew you in may no longer satisfy you, and you find yourself longing for something more meaningful, something lasting. When you give your life to Christ, you're born again. God's Spirit gives you a new direction. It's like stepping into the light after years in the shadows. Suddenly, you have a sense of purpose and hope that wasn't there before. The journey isn't always easy, but you're no longer walking it alone. Believers may stumble, but the Spirit convicts and leads us back. When you fall short, you feel a gentle nudge, a reminder that you're called to something higher. God's love doesn't abandon you in your weakness. Instead, He draws you back with kindness and patience. Don't let guilt convince you you're not saved. Conviction is proof God's Spirit is in you. Guilt tries to push you away from God, but conviction is His invitation to return, to be restored, and to keep growing. It's a sign that your heart is still tender to His voice. God's grace isn't a license to sin, it's the power to live differently. Grace gives you the strength to say no to old habits and yes to new life. It's not about following rules out of fear, but about embracing freedom and transformation because you're loved. True faith leads to a changed life, not out of obligation, but gratitude. When you realize how much you've been forgiven, your heart overflows with thankfulness, and you want to serve others, love deeper, and live generously. When you understand Jesus' sacrifice, you want to honor Him. His love compels you to live differently, not to earn His favor, but to reflect His goodness to the world around you. This is a journey. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, is worth rejoicing over. Growth takes time, and God is patient with you as you learn and mature. If you've lost your desire for God, draw near and ask Him to reignite your heart. It's normal to go through dry seasons, but God is always ready to breathe new life into your spirit when you seek Him sincerely. God calls you to a higher standard, but you're not alone. His Spirit empowers you. He surrounds you with a community of believers and gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path is steep. Cooperate with Him and walk in the newness of life. Let Him shape your character, your dreams, and your future. Each day is a fresh opportunity to become more like Christ. Let your life reflect the One who gave you a brand new start. Embrace the transformation and let your story inspire others to believe that change is possible for them too. In a world of many voices, Jesus' words are clear. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This isn't exclusion, it's God's loving invitation. Our sins separated us from God, but Jesus became the bridge. Salvation isn't about our performance, but Christ's finished work. It's a gift. Receive it by faith. Some call this narrow, but it's the miracle cure for humanity's greatest need. The invitation is open to everyone, no matter your past. Don't be ashamed of this truth. Share it boldly and compassionately. Our salvation is precious, bought at a great cost. Let your life show gratitude and point others to Jesus. He is our hope, our peace, and our eternal salvation. Stand firm on this foundation even as the world shifts. Jesus is the only way home. These truths, living faith, the power of words, forgiveness, a changed heart, and salvation through Jesus, are meant to be lived. Reflect on them this week and let God transform you from the inside out. You are a person of destiny. God's word unlocks His plan for your life. If this message encouraged you, like, comment, and subscribe to help share hope with others. May God bless you, keep you, and fill your life with His peace and favor. Remember, you are loved, valued, and a child of the Most High God.